So tonight we're going to learn about factoring special cases, and the one we're actually going to do tonight is factoring a perfect square trinomial. A perfect square trinomial is created by squaring a binomial term. So that means when I factor it, I'm going to get two factors that have the same thing in both of them. Something times itself. So to factor, you can really just factor it the same, but we're teaching you this so that you'll be faster as you factor this. So what you notice is the first one is a perfect square and the last one is a perfect square. And the middle one is 2ac. 2 square root of a square root of c. So let's do 2 square root of a square root of c. So that would be 2 times 1 times 6, which is 12. So this is a perfect square trinomial. That's kind of like a test. You don't have to do that. If you see that the first term is a perfect square and the last term is a perfect square, you can try to do a perfect square trinomial. Okay, it's minus plus, so that means my signs are going to be minus minus. And then what's the square root of 36? It's 6. So you do 6 and 6, and then let's test it. So like if you don't test it to start with, you're going to have to check it at the end. This would be x minus 6x minus 6x plus 36, which is x squared, just kidding, minus 12x plus 36, and hopefully that's what you started with, and it is, so you know that this is the right answer. So that's factoring a perfect square trinomial. And it's called a perfect square trinomial because it's something times itself. The factors are the same thing. Let's try a couple more together. So you need to notice that that's a perfect square and that's a perfect square. Square root of that's 3, square root of that's 1, so 1 times 3 is 3. Double it, and you should get 6, which is the middle term. So you're going to do your factors. It's plus plus, so that means your signs are going to be plus plus. And what's the square root of 9? 3. And that's your answer. Okay. B, perfect square. Perfect square. The square root of that's 7. Square root of that's 1. 7 times 1 is 7. Double it and you get 14. So that's going to be a perfect square trinomial. Square root of the first term is x. Square root of the last term is 7. And your signs are minus plus, so your signs are going to be minus minus. Okay? And that's how you factor a perfect square trinomial. One more question. You're building a square patio. The area of the patio is 16m squared minus 72m plus 81. So it's a square. And the area is 16m squared minus 72m plus 81. And you know that the area of a square is side times side. So you're going to square something. So they want to know one side, so you're going to factor this and figure out what the square root of that is, really. So if we're going to factor this, that's going to be square root of 16 is 4. And since there's m squared, you're going to do 4m. Square root of 81 is 9. Since your signs are minus plus, your signs are going to be minus minus. Just because we didn't test it beforehand, let's FOIL it out now. So 4m times 4m will be 16m squared. 4m times negative 9 will be negative 36m. Negative 36m plus 81. And then if you add the two middle terms, you get 16m squared minus 72m plus 81, which happens to be what you started with. So one side of the patio is one of these factors, which is going to be 4m minus 9. So we're going to say side equals 4m minus 9 is our answer. Okay, pause the video. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do these 4 guided questions. And catch up with me on the next slide. Alright, if you have any questions or comments or anything like that, you can email me, Remind101 text me, or contact me on Facebook. Anyway, you have your guided questions ready to turn in with all of your work showing, and see me tomorrow.